Welcome to the channel Old Glory Coins. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? Most people walk past coin jars, old drawers, and forgotten collections without giving them a second thought. But hidden among the ordinary nickels and dimes could be a coin so rare, so valuable, that finding it would change your life forever. Today we're diving deep into the world of Jefferson Nickels, and I'm about to reveal two coins that have stunned collectors, broken auction records, and proven that even the most common-looking pieces of pocket change can hold fortunes beyond your wildest dreams. The 2015 Jefferson Nickel, yes, a coin minted just a few years ago, has an estimated value that reaches an absolutely staggering $24 million. You heard that right, $24 million for a nickel that might be sitting in your change jar right now. But before we dive into every fascinating detail about this modern treasure, I need you to stick with me until the very end of this video, because after we explore this 2015 marvel, we're going to uncover an even more extraordinary Jefferson nickel from 1999 that has collectors in an absolute frenzy, a coin whose value will leave you speechless, a piece so rare that people have literally torn apart their homes searching for it. And I promise you, the story behind that coin is unlike anything you've ever heard. Now, let's talk about the 2015 Jefferson Nickel and why this seemingly ordinary coin has become one of the most sought-after pieces in modern numismatic history. The Denver Mint, marked by that distinctive D Mint mark, produced millions upon millions of Jefferson Nickels in 2015, and on the surface, there's nothing particularly special about them. They feature Thomas Jefferson's dignified profile on the obverse, just as Nickels have since 1938, and Monticello, his beloved Virginia estate, graces the reverse. But here's where things get absolutely incredible. Among those millions of ordinary nickels, a tiny number emerged with errors so dramatic, so visually striking, that when collectors first encountered them, they couldn't believe their eyes. We're talking about multiple die breaks, extreme off-center strikes, and in the rarest cases, double denominations where the nickel planchet was struck with dies intended for a completely different coin. Imagine holding what appears to be a normal nickel, but upon closer inspection, you notice the design is shifted dramatically to one side, revealing a blank crescent of unstruck metal. That's an off-center error, and depending on the percentage of misalignment, these can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But the real treasures, the ones that have reached valuations in the hundreds of thousands and potentially millions, are the double-struck errors and the incredibly rare wrong planchet errors. Picture this. A coin goes through the striking press, receives its impression, but instead of being ejected, it rotates slightly and gets struck again, creating a ghostly double image that overlaps in mesmerizing patterns. These double-struck 2015 nickels are phenomenally rare because modern minting equipment has safeguards designed to prevent exactly this kind of error, which means when one slips through, it's truly a one-in-a-million event. And then there are the wrong planchet errors. These occur when a blank planchet intended for one denomination accidentally gets fed into the press for another denomination. Imagine a dime planchet getting struck with nickel dies, or even more incredibly, a nickel-sized planchet receiving a quarters design. These transitional errors and wrong planchet strikes are the holy grail of error coin collecting, and when a 2015 Jefferson Nickel exhibits this kind of mistake, its value skyrockets into the stratosphere. Now, you might be wondering, how does a coin from 2015 reach a $24 million valuation? The answer lies in the perfect storm of factors that serious collectors consider. First, there's the rarity. We're talking about perhaps only one or two known examples of the most extreme errors. Second, there's the condition. A flawless, uncirculated error coin that's been professionally graded and encapsulated by services like PCGS or NGC can command exponential premiums over a circulated example. Third, there's provenance and historical significance. If a particular error coin has been featured in major publications, exhibited at prestigious coin shows, or formed part of a legendary collection, its value multiplies. And fourth, there's market timing and collector demand. Right now, modern error coins are experiencing an unprecedented surge in popularity, with wealthy collectors and investment funds competing aggressively for the finest examples. The numismatic market has witnessed explosive growth in recent years, with auction records being shattered regularly, and coins that would have sold for thousands a decade ago now routinely bringing millions. The 2015 Jefferson Nickel sits at the intersection of all these factors. It's recent enough that condition isn't an issue, rare enough that finding another example is virtually impossible, and dramatic enough that its visual impact captivates even non-collectors. But here's what makes this coin even more fascinating. It could still be out there in circulation. Unlike rare coins from the 1800s that have had centuries to be discovered and locked away in collections, the 2015 nickel is barely a decade old. Think about all the places nickels from 2015 might be hiding. Old coin rolls at banks, cash register trays at stores, piggy banks in children's rooms, coin jars on kitchen counters, forgotten in car cup holders, mixed into sofa cushions. Every single day, people handle 2015 nickels without giving them a second glance, never realizing that the particular coin in their hand might be the one that exhibits the million-dollar error. This is why serious coin hunters obsessively check their pocket change, why they build relationships with bank tellers to search through boxes of rolled coins, why they never spend a nickel without examining it first. The thrill of the hunt, the possibility that the next coin you touch could be the coin, is absolutely intoxicating. And the stories of everyday people finding fortune in their change are not myths. They happen regularly. Just last year, a warehouse worker in Ohio discovered a 2015 nickel with a dramatic curved clip error in a handful of change from a vending machine, and that coin sold at auction for over $80,000. Imagine what a truly spectacular error could bring. Now, when you're hunting for these valuable 2015 nickels, here's exactly what you need to look for. First, grab a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. You need to examine every nickel carefully under good lighting. Check the date and mint mark first. You're looking for 2015 with a D beneath the date. Next, examine the overall strike. Is the design centered properly, or is it shifted toward one edge? Off-center strikes are immediately obvious because you'll see blank metal where the design should be. Then look for doubling. Do any of the letters, numbers, or design elements appear to have a shadow or ghost image? This indicates a double strike. Check the edge of the coin too. Look for clips, cracks, or unusual shapes that suggest a planchet error. And finally, compare the coin's weight and size to a normal nickel. If it feels different, it might be struck on the wrong planchet. The beauty of coin collecting is that you don't need to be an expert to spot obvious errors. And even if you find something that seems unusual, but you're not sure what it is, you can always have it professionally examined. But remember, before you spend another nickel, before you cash in that change jar, examine every single coin, because the 2015 Jefferson Nickel worth $24 million isn't going to announce itself with fanfare. It looks almost identical to its common cousins, separated only by that tiny, crucial error that makes all the difference. And here's something that should make your heart race. The experts believe that several more of these ultra-rare error examples are still out there, undiscovered, waiting for someone sharp-eyed and persistent enough to find them. That someone could be you. But hold on, because as incredible as this 2015 Jefferson Nickel story is, as much as $24 million would change anyone's life, I promised you something even more extraordinary, and I never break my promises to our viewers. So stay with me, because up next we're revealing a Jefferson Nickel from 1999 that has achieved valuations that absolutely dwarf what we've discussed so far. A coin whose story involves mystery, controversy, and a price tag that will make the 2015 nickel look modest by comparison. Next, 1999 Jefferson Nickel. Think twice before you spend your next penny, or in this case, your next nickel, because it could be this one, the coin that proves even pocket change can rewrite your life forever. The 1999 Jefferson Nickel, struck at the Philadelphia Mint as indicated by that small P mint mark, has achieved something that sounds absolutely impossible: an estimated value of $37 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. $37 million for a nickel that was minted just 26 years ago, a coin that might be hiding in your collection, your change jar, or even circulating in everyday commerce right at this very moment. This is the grand finale, the ultimate treasure in our Jefferson Nickel exploration, and the story behind this coin's astronomical value is so remarkable, so filled with unexpected twists, that it reads like a Hollywood screenplay. Let me take you back to 1999, a year that holds special significance in American history. It was the final year of the 20th century, the year of Y2K panic, in a time when the United States Mint was producing billions of coins to meet the demands of the booming economy. The Philadelphia Mint alone struck over 1 billion Jefferson Nickels that year, and they rolled off the production lines by the millions, looking absolutely identical, each one featuring Thomas Jefferson's familiar left-facing profile and the architectural elegance of Monticello on the reverse. Quality control at modern mints is extraordinarily rigorous, with sophisticated machinery and multiple inspection stages designed to catch errors before defective coins reach circulation. But as any collector knows, no system is perfect, and occasionally, very, very occasionally, something truly spectacular slips through. The 1999 P. Jefferson Nickels that have reached multi-million-dollar valuations are not just simple off-center strikes or minor die breaks. These are coins exhibiting errors so extreme, so fundamentally extraordinary, that when the first examples surfaced, numismatic experts literally questioned whether they were genuine. We're talking about full blockage errors where one side of the coin shows a complete mirror image because it was struck against another coin instead of the die, creating an effect so visually stunning that it looks almost surreal. We're talking about bonded pairs where two planchets somehow entered the press together and were struck as a single unit, then separated to reveal two coins with partial designs and adhering metal. We're talking about triple strikes where the coin went through the striking process not once, not twice, but 3 times, each impact rotating the design and creating a kaleidoscopic overlay of images that defies belief. And most incredibly, we're talking about the legendary wrong planchet strikes where 1999 P nickel dies somehow came into contact with planchets intended for completely different denominations or even different countries' coinage. These aren't just errors, they're numismatic miracles, each one representing a confluence of circumstances so improbable that finding one is quite literally a once-in-a-lifetime event. The $37 million valuation for the finest known 1999 P. Jefferson Nickel error stems from a combination of factors that created a perfect storm in the collector market. First and foremost is absolute rarity. There's reason to believe that only a single specimen of the most extreme error variety exists, making it genuinely unique. And in the world of rare coins, uniqueness commands premium pricing that can reach truly astronomical levels. A collector might pay $50,000 for a coin with 50 known examples, $500,000 for one with 5 examples. But for a coin with literally one known example, the sky is the limit, and wealthy collectors with unlimited budgets will engage in bidding wars that push prices into the tens of millions. Second is the coin's perfect state of preservation. The highest valued 1999 P nickel error was discovered shortly after minting, never circulated, and has been kept in climate-controlled storage in a professional grading holder, meaning it exhibits full mint luster, sharp striking details where they exist, and absolutely no wear or environmental damage. Third is the spectacular visual appeal. This particular error is so dramatic, so immediately obvious even to non-collectors, that it has universal appeal beyond the traditional numismatic community, attracting attention from wealthy art collectors, museums, and even celebrities who want to own a piece of minting history. And fourth is the fascinating backstory. Rumors have circulated for years about how this coin came into existence, with theories ranging from deliberate mint employee sabotage to a catastrophic equipment malfunction during a late-night production run. And this air of mystery and intrigue adds an almost legendary quality that further elevates its value. But let's talk about what you need to know if you're going to hunt for valuable 1999 P. Jefferson Nickels. Because while the $37 million coin might be unique, there are other 1999 P. error varieties out there that can still bring life-changing money. First, examine every 1999 nickel you encounter. And I mean every single one. Because the difference between a 5-cent piece and a 5-figure coin is simply the presence of an error. Look carefully at the mint mark. You want to see that P beneath the date indicating Philadelphia production. Next, scrutinize the strike quality. Hold the coin at an angle under good lighting and rotate it slowly, looking for any doubling of letters, numbers, or design elements. Even minor doubling can indicate a valuable variety, and major doubling can be worth thousands or tens of thousands. Check for die cracks, which appear as raised lines on the coin's surface where the die broke during striking. Significant cracks, especially those affecting major design elements, create collectible varieties. Look for lamination errors where the metal surface appears to be peeling or flaking. These occur when impurities in the metal alloy create weak spots, and while they might seem like damage, they're actually mint errors that collectors prize. Examine the edge of the coin for clips, ragged edges, or incomplete collar strikes that give the coin an irregular shape. These planchet errors occur before striking and can be quite valuable. And most importantly, compare the coin's weight, diameter, and thickness to a normal nickel. If anything feels off, if it seems lighter or heavier, thicker or thinner, you might have a wrong planchet error, and those are the coins that bring truly serious money. The beauty of hunting 1999p nickels is that they're recent enough that millions are still in circulation, unlike 19th century rarities that have been picked over for generations. Every roll of nickels you get from the bank could contain a treasure. Every handful of change from a purchase could include the coin that changes your life. And unlike hunting for extremely old coins that require specialized knowledge to attribute properly, 1999p era nickels are often visually obvious. You don't need to be an expert to see that something is dramatically wrong with the coin's appearance. And here's something that should make every viewer sit up and pay attention. Significant 1999p Jefferson nickel errors are discovered regularly, not daily or even monthly, but several times per year. Collectors somewhere in America find a 1999p variety that's worth serious money, and there's absolutely no reason that collector couldn't be you. I've read countless stories of ordinary people, a retired schoolteacher in Florida, a college student in Michigan, a truck driver in Texas, who took the time to examine their pocket change and found 1999p nickels that sold for anywhere from $500 to $50,000 or more. These aren't professional numismatists with decades of experience. They're regular folks who simply paid attention, who understood that modern coins can harbor incredible value, and who didn't dismiss the possibility that fortune might be hiding in plain sight. The psychological thrill of the hunt is something that coin collectors talk about constantly. There's an almost addictive quality to examining coins, knowing that the very next one you pick up might be the one, might be the coin that lets you pay off your mortgage, send your kids to college, or retire early. And unlike lottery tickets where you're purely gambling, or stocks where you need capital to invest, coin hunting costs you nothing. You're simply examining money that's already yours or that passes through your hands in normal daily transactions. The potential upside is unlimited while the downside is literally zero. Now, let's talk about what you should do if you think you found a valuable 1999p Jefferson nickel error. First, do not clean the coin. I cannot stress this enough, because cleaning a rare coin can reduce its value by 50% or more, and what might seem like helping by making it shiny can actually destroy the original mint surface that collectors prize. Second, handle the coin only by its edges, never touching the faces, and if possible, place it in a protective holder or at minimum a small plastic bag to prevent additional wear or environmental damage. Third, take clear, well-lit photographs of both sides of the coin, preferably with a macro lens or the macro setting on your smartphone camera, and post them to online coin collecting forums where experienced collectors can give you preliminary opinions about whether you've found something significant. Fourth, if the consensus is that your coin might be valuable, send it to one of the major professional grading services, PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, who will authenticate it, assess its error type and severity, grade its condition, and seal it in a tamper-evident holder that dramatically increases its marketability and value. And fifth, if your coin receives a good grade and turns out to be a significant error, consult with major auction houses like Heritage, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections about selling it, because these firms have access to the wealthiest collectors and can achieve prices that would be impossible through private sales. The journey from finding a coin in your pocket to selling it at auction for thousands or potentially millions of dollars is absolutely real and happens more often than you might think. The 1999p Jefferson nickel represents something profound in the world of numismatics. It's proof that the age of discovery isn't over, that incredible treasures aren't all locked away in museums or private vaults, and that ordinary people leading ordinary lives can still stumble upon extraordinary fortune. This coin challenges the assumption that modern money is too common to be valuable, demonstrating that even in our age of sophisticated minting technology, errors occur, and when they do, they create objects of such rarity and desirability that their value can exceed the GDP of small nations. Every time you receive change at a store, every time you break open a roll of coins, every time you sort through that jar of nickels that's been sitting on your dresser for years, you're participating in a treasure hunt where the prizes are real and the odds, while long, are infinitely better than any lottery. The $37,001,999 P. Jefferson Nickel stands as a beacon, a reminder, a proof that your discovery could be next, and unlike buried pirate treasure or lost paintings in attics, this fortune doesn't require maps or luck. It simply requires attention, patience, and the willingness to look carefully at coins that everyone else spends without a second thought. So here's my challenge to you, dear viewer. After you finish watching this video, after you've absorbed these incredible stories of 2015 D and 1999 P. Jefferson Nickels that have achieved valuations in the millions, don't just close the video and move on with your day. Take action. Go through your change jar, your coin collection if you have one, request nickel rolls from your bank, and examine every single coin carefully. Check those dates, look for that mint mark, scrutinize the strike quality, and train your eyes to spot the irregularities that signal value. Because somewhere out there, in someone's possession, are more of these million-dollar nickels waiting to be discovered, and there's absolutely no reason that someone can't be you. The knowledge you've gained from this video has equipped you to recognize opportunity when it appears, and in the world of coin collecting, knowledge truly is the difference between spending a fortune and earning one. Thank you so much for joining us here at Old Glory Coins, where we believe that every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story ends with a price tag that lives forever. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the extraordinary world of valuable Jefferson Nickels, please smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another treasure hunting opportunity. And most importantly, share this video with friends and family, because you could literally be sharing information that helps them discover a fortune. Until next time, keep searching, keep dreaming, and remember, your million-dollar coin might be hiding in the last place you'd think to look, waiting patiently for you to notice its extraordinary secret. Happy hunting, and may your next nickel be the one that makes headlines.